David Labino with a Touch Above Painting and Handyman Service. This is a video I've been wanting to make for a while now. This is a video for homeowners who need to get the exterior of their house painted, or painters, DIYers, want to know how to paint and how to do repairs and stuff like that. So today, guys, let me show you what we got here. So if you look over here, guys, you'll see that this siding right here, you can see the siding right here. If you see the siding, you'll see it's all rotten. But guys, before the other day, I scraped it, figure out what all was rotten, guys. A lot of times people they'll tear this old rod out right here, and they'll have to replace all these boards, or they'll have to have seams in the middle of the wall. And let me show you what I do, guys. So what you do is you gotta wait till it's dry. So once this stuff is dry, you'll use this Minwax high performance wood hardener. Stops wood decay, strengthens remaining wood fibers, forms solid base for filling. So that's exactly what we're gonna do here, guys. So I've already pre-treated all this. If you look over here, let me show you this here. So if you can imagine this right here, this was rotten. This was really soft at one point. So I put this stuff on there, and look at this, guys. I'm poking this, press as hard as I can with my fingernail, and I mean, it's even this right here. So if you can imagine this, come over here and take a look at this. You can imagine this right here. This was super rotten right here, guys. Look at that. That was super rotten. I'm able to tap on it now, and it's hard. Look at that. Without breaking it. Same with this. I'm able to tap on that. Look at this, guys. This was super rotten. That was super rotten. You could have touched this yesterday like this, and that would have broken to pieces, guys. So this is what I use right here. If you guys got rotten wood like this, you gotta let it dry, and once it dries, I'll show you an example of what we're doing over here. So if you come over here and you look at this wood right here. So if you see this wood, so this is trim that goes around these beams right here. So this wood right here, you see it? See it there? Like this ain't really rotten, so I can't really, I'll still show you how it works. But what happens is these pieces like this will rot away, and a lot of people don't know what to do with them. And if you look here, this is a piece that I've treated right there. But I'll show you guys how this wood hardener works. So you'll take this wood hardener like this, guys. If you look at it, you put it on the wood. Just imagine that this wood it's dry, but it's really soft now because it's rotten, and it could break away at any moment. So if you got a piece like that, make sure it's dry. Then what you do is you'll put this wood hardener on it. If you look at that wood hardener, guys, it's absorbing into this wood. And when it absorbs into the wood, it goes deep into the wood, and it stops rotten wood. It stops in its tracks, actually. But after about a day, if you see here, check this out, guys. Look at that. See how quick that absorbs in there, guys? It eats this stuff. The wood eats this stuff. Look here. Watch this, guys. The wood just eats this stuff. It's crazy how it eats it. But anyways, if you guys have rotten wood like this siding, okay, so look over here, guys. So here's even more of it, and a lot of this stuff right here was very, very soft. I mean, you could touch this and probably put a hole in it with your finger. But if you look at it now, it still might be wet. No, check this out, guys. Look at that. This, you could have touched this earlier today. I just did this morning, and you could have broke that piece of wood right there. If you see this wood, look at all this wood. All that stuff, you could have literally, if you would have hit that with a pressure washer, you would have blown all that away. If you would have hit it with your finger, it would have went away. So by using the fiber, we're able to save all this. We're going to have to replace this piece. We don't have a choice. Up there, we don't have a choice. But all this stuff right here, guys, I was able to save. not only was I was able to save it, but I was also able to preserve the house and the look of the house. So instead of having a brand new piece of wood right there with a seam in it, we're able to leave the original wood by using this wood hardener, letting it harden, and then once it hardens, guys, we're going to use a 2-part epoxy to form that and to make it look like it never happened. So I'll show you guys that clip once I get there. But yeah, if you guys want to learn how to do repairs, if you guys need work on your older homes or anything like that, 419-217-9689, a Touch Bud Painting and Handyman Service. If you guys want to do it yourself, this is the stuff you use here, guys. Minwax, high performance wood hardener. And remember, guys, that your wood can be rotten and it can be soft, but it has to be dry, and saturate that stuff with this. Just let it keep drinking it and drinking it and drinking it. Let it harden out to harden 2 to 4 hours before fill and void with Minwax high performance wood filler sand paint. 2 hours. So it's 2 hours. I like to wait as long as I can to let it harden to its maximum. But you guys got rotten stuff like that, guys, this is one of the first steps. Remember, if you got a pressure washer, if you're scraping or something, guys, try to preserve that wood as best you can. If it's wet and there's paint on top of it, get the paint off of there so the sun can hit it and it can dry. For part 2 of the video, first part, so you guys see what I was doing on the first part. So I kind of got ahead a little bit, so let me show you what we did. So what we did here, I'm already on the last part up there. If you see this, remember what it looked like, guys. Look at it now. So what I did was I used the Minwax wood hardener. I hardened the wood. Then I used, this is what I want to show you guys. This is a 2-part epoxy right here, guys. It's made by JB Weld. And I'll show you guys here shortly how to use this. Like I said, I kind of got ahead, so I'm going to have to show you a different way. So as you can see over here, guys, this was all rotten right here at one point. And so I used the JB Weld 2-part epoxy, and I formed all this with a couple putty knives, a stick, paint stick, and a couple other things. And then my final coat, I put this DAP weatherproof and patching compound over top of the 2-part epoxy, because the epoxy is a little harder to move. The epoxy is real nice because it forms, it shapes, and it molds, but it does not really, you can't really use a knife and give it a real, you could, but it's a little harder if you ask me. You can't really give it a real smooth finish like you could this patching compound. So I used the Minwax wood hardener in the beginning. Then I took the JB Weld 2-part epoxy and I filled this and I formed it, and I formed it low. If you can see here, this is low right here. So this is what it's going to look like right here, guys. When you form it, you see how I formed that? This was all gone from here to there. There was nothing there. There's nothing right there, and I was able to form this with the JB Weld 2-part epoxy right there. And I want to show you guys. So I got this hammer right here. Watch this, guys. I just took the hammer to it, and I mean it's some hard stuff, and that right there is not all the way rock solid yet, all the way neither. So just to show you guys, this is rock solid right here. Check this out. So it's hard as can be. This is a forever repair right here, guys. It's not a quick fix. This is, if you ask me, my opinion, how you should fix rotten wood. But the other important thing here, guys, is now every single end of this right here is essentially waterproof now, because we use the Minwax wood hardener, and it was able to absorb in all this, and essentially that made it waterproof, guys. So this is not going to rot, and this is especially not going to rot. The JB Weld filler is especially not going to rot. So if you think about it, this repair right here is essentially going to last forever, guys, because it's not going to rot. So that's another benefit of making these repairs like this. And like I said before, you can make the house look natural, like nothing ever even happened to it. On these old houses, you got to do this all the time because a lot of parts and pieces you're not going to be able to find. You just can't find them no more. So you got to be able to shape them, and you got to be able to make them the way we're making them now. So I'll show you guys exactly what I did with the 2-part epoxy. Like I said, I already finished all this up, so I'm gonna have to. What I'm gonna do, guys, here, I'm gonna take this piece of wood, and I'm actually gonna break it. So if you come over here and look. Here, guys, I actually took that piece of wood right there and I actually broke it off, and I'm doing that just so I can show you guys how I was able to do all this all the way up. So this is what you do here, guys. All right, guys, so this is how you do it right here. So we're using the 2-part epoxy right here by JB Weld, and as you see here, you got a brown and you got like a yellow, some yellow stuff here. What you do is you use this, and this is equal parts. So when I say equal part, I mean 50-50. So you'll take a gob of this, but don't take your hand from the brown and put it into this because you'll cause this to set up. You want to use separate hands. So then look, we got 50-50 right here. So half and half, and you'll take this ball right here, guys, and you'll knead this ball up until it's one color. You don't want any yellow streaks or any brown streaks. You want this to be one solid color. So you'll take this stuff right here and you'll turn it into a ball. And when this dries, guys, this stuff dries rock hard. And my favorite part about this is this stuff really adheres to whatever it grabs to. So if this grabs to something, guys, good luck getting it off of there. You're not going to put this on something that's going to fall off because it don't adhere. I mean, there's no problems with adhesion with this. So you'll take it and you'll knead it up like that. As you can see now, it's one color. So we're going to take this and let me show you guys how I do this. So what you want to do is you want to have a rag. You want to get a wet rag and have your wet rag ready. And this in the beginning, you just want to dip it in the water real quick. And the reason you're dipping in the water is because when it gets wet, it lets you move it around even more and shape it. So that's what we want to do. So if you come over here, you'll see this chunk of wood's missing over here, guys. So you'll take your 2-part and you'll start sticking it to the side of that wood. I like to stick it to the side of the wood because I know it's going to adhere when I do that. So you'll stick it to the side of the wood and you'll fill your void in. And you're overfilling the bottom. And you want to overfill in the bottom because you want to try to get that straight line back. And you got to have enough on the bottom to be able to make that line again, guys. So take your stuff, put it on there. Make sure it grabs the wood that you're trying to put it on. And so once you've done that, okay, so once you've done that, guys, you want to come back over and you want to wash your hands right now while you can. So wash your hands real thoroughly because this stuff will stick to your hands real good, and it's going to take, I mean, this stuff's hard to come off your skin. So you always want to wash your hands real thoroughly when you're working with this and get all that off your hands. So then once you came over there, you'll take a stick. So you're going to take the stick right here, and you're going to use this stick to help you shape. You take the stick and make sure it's wet, and then put the stick right here on this wood so it can give you the line all the way down. And once you put it on that stick like that, you'll move it back and forth a little bit. Make sure the stick stays wet. So you'll move it back and forth like that with the wet stick. You'll take your putty knife and you'll cut the access off of the top. See how I cut the access off the top there, guys? And go ahead and take a look at it now. Okay, so now that I've cut my access off my top, I'll come and take this off of where it's not supposed to be, so it's not supposed to be there. And I'll take it off the side of this wood right here. Because if you leave it there like that, it's not going to look natural. Your eye's going to draw right to it, and you'll know that there was a repair done there, or something's going on, and that's what you don't want to happen. So once you've gotten that shape, you'll take this wet towel right here, guys, and you get your hand wet. And what you do with the wet hand is you'll start shaping this, because when this is wet, it'll start to shape for you. If you don't shape this, there's gonna be a lot of pits. There's gonna be a lot of pitting in it. So once I've took it, guys, and I've shaped it, I'll take this and make sure I got my line. And I'll take this once again and I'll chop this down to try to get it to the level of the wood even further. Pretty much just getting the access off of there, guys. And then I'll make sure I got my line. Boom. And there it is. And I'm not too worried about that, guys. I'm not trying to make that perfect on the first run, because it's a lot easier to use the second product that I have to be able to fill it in. So then there it is. There's my fill. If you see up here, here's a fill I did earlier, and I don't know if you see on the video, but it's low right there. That's low, so I'm going to show you guys how to finish this stuff off. This is DAP, weatherproofing compound. That's what we got here, guys, and this is some of my favorite stuff to use for the outside. So you'll take your putty knife, I got a 6-inch knife, and you'll fill this. So you'll fill your low spots on this, just like you would drywall. And that's pretty low right there, let me tell you that. So we'll have to take a bunch of this on the end. Put that on there like that, like you would drywall. And you just take this, guys. And you'll float that out. Go ahead and show them that right there. And you'll just float that out like that, guys. And that was a pretty deep void right there. So then I got a couple little marks here and there. Don't worry about it, because on some of these you may have to finish with 2 passes, and on that one I'm gonna finish with 2 passes, guys. But that's what it's gonna look like. If you look up there, a lot of these I'm possibly gonna be able to get these done with 1 pass. I'll clean these up right here real good, prime them, paint them. You'll never even know that there was anything there. So I'll show you again how I fill these. Alright, guys, so here it is, and I'm going to show you guys how to float this out here. You see that? That's pretty a good void there. Go ahead and take a look at that. And that's what that looks like filled in. Again, there was a good void there on the first run. I was more worried about having my lines and getting it filled up as high as I could without going too high. So that's how you fill those. Okay. This one right here, guys. And that's what that looks like filled. Okay. So that's how you guys do repairs on older houses. You guys need any more tips or tricks, check me out on YouTube. If you guys need an exterior painting, 419-217-9689. Give us a call. Come out and give you guys a free quote. You got an older home, guys, we do this all the time and we'll get you taken care of. But let's walk over here and I'll show you. All this wood right here was soft, and all this could have easily been tore up with the pressure washer when we were pressure washing this, but I told the guys to stay away from stuff like this so I can get in there and repair this instead of having to cut all this wood and replace it. As you can see, we did replace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. Yeah, you guys see up there, we had to put in new red cedar there. Those we just couldn't save, but all this whole bottom right here we were able to save. I'll use this white patching compound to go over top of those and make those look even better. And if you look over here on this side, guys, if you look up here on this side on the roof, I'm replacing a couple pieces there too, guys. But if you, a lot of those pieces I was able to treat with that with the wood hardener, and I was able to save some good pieces up there as well.